Hello everyone. Now in this video we'll start with the new chapter of Indian economy, which is chapter number 2, Indian economy 1950 to 1990. Now this chapter is being divided into three parts. First talks about the planning, second talks about the measures taken by the agriculture sector, and the third talked about the measures taken by the industrial sector. So we'll cover these topics, which is the types of economic system, what is the plan, goals of 5-year plan, achievements and failures. The first question comes into the mind, that is why there was a need for economic planning. Now, if you have gone through with the chapter number 1, which is Indian economy at the time of independence, which talks about that India inherited a backward and stagnant economy from the Britishers. The output, GDP, productivity was very low, and there was no positive contribution in terms of agriculture and industrial sector. So in order to revive the agriculture and industrial sector, there was a need for economic planning. In order to revive, to start with the development process, to have a higher growth rate, there was the need of economic planning because a big investment was required. So you can see these words, right? The next talks about a question arises in the mind of planners, the types of economic system. Now, we have three types of economic system. One is capitalistic, second is socialistic, and third is mixed. Now, in capitalistic, wherein the factors of production are being owned, controlled, run by the private sector, like is being done in US. Then socialist sector, wherein all the means of production are in the hand of government, like in China. And the mixed, which constitute the features of both capitalistic and socialistic economy. But when we talk about our economy, when we got independence, the government had to decide that what kind of economic system we need to follow, because there were some people who were the landowners, who couldn't take away the land from them and saying, no, please give the land to the government. And similarly, we cannot allow every private person to produce for the entire country because they did not have the enough and the required resources. They couldn't even produce for the welfare of the people. Hence, the economy decide or the government decided to have the elements of both capitalistic and socialist economy and to start with the mixed economy. So, types of planning. There are two types of planning. One is directive and other is comprehensive. Directive planning is being followed by the capitalist system, whereas there is no intervention of the government. The next is comprehensive, whereas again it is followed by the government or the socialistic and mixed economic sector, wherein the government decides that what has to be produced for the growth and development. Now, what is the meaning of economic planning? So when you talk about a word plan, which means you need to plan something to achieve. Similarly, like you plan for your board examination, you set a timetable that yes, in this required time period, you need to complete your syllabus. Similarly, government also had to decide that yes, in a specific given time period, certain plans, certain goals were supposed to be achieved. So yes, it's a system where the government decides set specific targets to be achieved within a specific period of time. Now, the question arises, who does this? So, which led to the formulation of Planning Commission in the year 1950 as Prime Minister being the chairman of it. Now, what is the role of Planning Commission? They set goals for 5 years. So, time period, specific time period is 5 years. Certain goals are being set. They also had the authority to allocate financial resources to the respective departments and states. However, it is being replaced with Niti Aayog in January 2015. Now, how Niti Aayog is different from Planning Commission? The purpose of Planning Commission was also to allocate financial resources. They formulate the plans without in consultation with the states. States had no idea. They were directly being imposed that yes, you have to do this particular work in this certain time period. However, Niti Aayog has no disposition of financial resources that lies in the hands of Ministry of Finance, and they formulate any goal set target in consultation with the required state. Till now, 12 5-year plans have been completed in the year 2017, and further there are no 5-year plans because now Niti Aayog has come up. So there are some short period and long period goals. Short period goals are those goals which are common in all 5-year plans, which means in every 5-year plans, these will remain fixed, they have to be achieved. And those are GDP growth rate, modernization, self-reliance, and equity. So these 4 goals are the common goals of 5-year plans which remain same in all 5 years to be achieved. The next comes out to be short period goals, which means these are those goals which are plan specific and they keeps on changing depending upon the current situation. So these are the some short-term goals. You can see that yes, the first 5-year plan talked about and gave importance to the agriculture sector. Second, gave more importance to the industrial and so on. And the last gave more importance to the inclusive growth. Now, the next is long-term goals, and the first is GDP growth rate, which means we need to increase GDP in our economy. It's like we have already read in national income, right? It talks about increase in the goods and services production. So the goal of every 5-year plan was to increase in the production of goods and services, which means GDP growth rate. So this we can say to have more rich and varied life. The next is modernization, which means that when we hear the term modernization, which means to have a new technology. So yes, this is also the adoption of new technology and change in social outlook. Now, what do we mean by that? Which means that we are giving more rights, allowing women to work. So which means it led to the women empowerment. So when you hear the term modernization, you talk about adoption of new technology and change in social outlook. The third is self-sufficiency, which means that yes, because India inherited a very backward economy and dependent on Britishers for everything, which led to the starvation and death of many people. So the next objective was to achieve self-sufficiency, which means we did not require any external assistance. And this was helped with the through the Green Revolution in the year 1966, which led to the formulation of National Security Act of 2013. So yes, so the policy of this was required because of 2 reasons. Yes, to avoid foreign dependence and to avoid foreign interference. The next is equity. Now, all the above 3 long-term goals will be applicable only when we have equitable distribution of each and everything. That's why equity becomes another important long-term goal for the 5-year plans. So equity over here means that yes, every Indian should be able to meet his or her basic needs. And yes, there should not be any equality in the distribution of wealth, and standard of living should be improved to promote social justice. Because if you're not talking about equitable distribution, so other self-sufficiency, modernization, and GDP growth rate will not be achieved properly. So those were the goals of 5-year plans, and in your syllabus, only those goals are there. The next is features of economic policy pursued till 1991. So these are the policies which are being focused. First is heavy reliance on public sector. Second is regulated development of public sector, which means that, yes, obviously we talked about the more control was in the hands of government. Then, yes, small scale industries were protected and regulation of large scale industries through industrial licensing. Then protection from foreign competition through FARA Act, that yes, nobody can enter in your country and establish anything they want to. Centralized planning, again, which means the things were in the hand of government. Restriction on foreign capital. And the last is they focused on savings and investment. So these are the policies which are being followed to develop our country till 1991. So the next comes the achievements, that what were the achievements of the planning being taken up. First is obviously increase in the national income, which you can see in the figure as well, that yes, over the past many years, many decades, we are able to increase our national income. Similarly, increase in per capita income. We're also able to lead to the rise in savings and investment. Then there were institutional and technical change in agriculture because of green revolution. Then growth and diversification of industry, that yes, more industries were established to promote, to produce various goods and services. We're able to develop our economic infrastructure, social infrastructure, like we talked about education, health as well. And yes, we also focused on providing employment opportunities to the people. And lastly, to have better relations with the other countries to develop international trade. However, there were some failures of this planning as well. We're not able to reduce the poverty even till then, and now poverty still prevails. And high rate of inflation, that yes, people are still facing high prices. Then unemployment crisis, and it has been increased in the recent scenario due to COVID-19. Inadequate infrastructure, which means that depending upon the population, it's still inadequate. And the last is QA distribution, which means only few regions have been developed properly and others are still lagging behind. So in this, we talked about what is planning, what there was a need of planning, what are the 5-year goals, their importance, features of planning, achievements, and failures. So I hope I'm clear with this, and in the next we'll discuss about the agriculture sector.